everyone. My name is Vishy Narayanan, and I have the privilege of being the digital and AI leader from an Asia Pacific standpoint. And we're here to talk about a very, very exciting topic. So it's an exciting time to be discussing generative AI. That's not only important from a market standpoint, but it's reshaping the work we do. And it's also a really important thing to think about the future. So generative AI, that's the topic for today. This technology, as we all know, has truly revolutionized the world. It changes how we approach work, how we approach upskilling, how we approach business, and how we approach society across all industries. At PwC, we've been deeply invested in the potential of generative AI, from our cutting-edge technology and industry partnerships to the training we provide and the services we deliver to our clients. We are absolutely committed to staying at the forefront of this transformation, not only for our clients, but also for us as a firm. I'm really thrilled to be joined by two of our leaders across the region. Scott McIver, who leads our generative AI efforts across Asia Pacific, and Pak Jumadi, the PwC Indonesia Assurance Leader. For the next few minutes, together, we'll delve into this incredible potential of GenAI, how organizations can get started in their GenAI journey, and what this means for markets like Indonesia, where we are in. So gentlemen, thank you both for being here, and let's get started. Are you ready to answer questions?
Absolutely.
Excellent. So Scott, let me start with you. Let's start with the fundamentals. So as I said, we've been doing this now for a little while, but let's start right at the beginning. What exactly is GenAI, and why is it such a big topic today?
Yeah, there's been a huge amount of hype, Vishy, and optimism. At its most simple level, these large digital neural networks allow generative AI to transform computers into not just sophisticated calculators, but now they can learn, think, and create. And they can do all that in natural language. And that's a really big deal, because this has started an era where we're starting to see the emergence of non-human intelligence. Up until this point in history, any form of intelligence has largely been human. It's our own brains, our own biology, whereas now we're seeing digital intelligence emerge, and that's a really big deal.
Scott, completely agree. The combination of this technology advancements coupled with the rapid pace of improvement, it certainly fueled a lot of excitement on GenAI. And we've seen this play out firsthand within the PwC network as we've embarked on our own journey. So I think some interesting points there. So Pak Jumadi, let me come to you. Given we are in Indonesia, we have observed that our clients are increasingly recognizing the transformative potential of this technology as well. It's not just us, right? Our clients are coming and asking us this. So when we talk about the Indonesian market and context in specific, how do we see GenAI impacting your clients and businesses so far in Indonesia, and maybe even the firm as a whole?
Well, thanks, Fishy. Yes, I think in my interactions with Indonesian clients, I can really feel the considerable excitement among executives regarding AI in general, and also Gen AI specifically. While top executives across corporate functions are evaluating with their teams to identify possible use cases for deploying these disruptive technologies, in parallel, they're also turbocharging the digital transformation journey of their organization by implementing best-in-class technology solutions. This, I believe, is a good sign for the future of the Indonesian economy as a whole.
Yeah, it's a great point, Pak Jumadi. I guess a couple of key points there is it's still digital transformation, because sometimes when the word AI is used, people forget that there is still a digital transformation happening. So it's a really important point. It also has a people impact in terms of skills and what we need to do. And as well as this is such a new area, everyone's learning together. So how do we help our clients while we're doing it ourselves? So some key perspectives there. So Scott, next question to you, mate. Over the last 2 years, we've been driving our own GenAI initiatives, and you've been at the forefront of that from an Asia-Pacific standpoint with PwC. We've learned some invaluable lessons along the way, right? Because part of our value proposition to our clients is not just tell but show, right? Give them some examples. one of the key takeaways that you and I have spoken a lot about is the importance of leadership buy-in and executive education. It's crucial to have right people on the board and be informed right from the outset. So just keen to get your perspective, and can you walk us through that and share some of the other critical steps organizations should consider? Specifically, what are the most important actions a business can take when starting their GenAI journey from ground zero?
Absolutely, Vishy. So I guess an overall comment I would make on that is it's really important to remember that as much as this is a new technology, like most things that are transformational, it's a people change more than a technology change. Leaders need to be curious, and without that foundational knowledge, it's really hard for leaders of organizations to think strategically about their own business. So with that foundational knowledge, what I mean by that is enough understanding that they can apply their own critical thinking and their area of expertise to this new tech. You can't have situations where leaders are operating largely on sound bites, right? They've got to know a little bit deeper so that they can think how GenAI will impact their business, their value chain, and their sector. So that executive education you talked about is absolutely the fundamental basis that we see really important. Once you've got leaders who grasp the foundational elements of generative AI and its potential, then we see a very pragmatic 5-step process that actually helps organizations get started. And step one, as we mentioned, is that leader education. That flows very nicely into an early days AI strategy, where your leaders think through what is the right next 12 to 18 months to get us started. The early days comment just acknowledges the fact that this technology is moving so quickly, as you said, that let's not pretend we can have a 3 to 5 year strategy. Let's just make some no regret pragmatic steps for the next year or so to get us started. Then you have to do something that we think is really important here at PwC around responsible AI. Put some frameworks in place that means that your use of AI is ethical and protected. You need your data to remain private, and you need any use of AI to remain very aligned with your organization's values and ethics. And then once you've got that framework in place, it's really deploy the tech. Get some safe, responsible AI in the hands of your people. And that doesn't need to be everyone to start with. Get in a curious, innovative pilot group to start using responsible AI in your organization. Because we can talk about it on a panel, but until you've got your people using it for your business and your customers, it's hard for you to find those use cases that truly make a difference for your business. And then the last step, I guess, is kind of obvious. Once you've identified those pilot areas that have gone well, how do you scale that across your wider organization? But once again, it all comes back to that foundational knowledge for your leaders, because these things, the tech is kind of the easy part. You and I laugh about that at times, Vishy, that's the easy part. And I think there's a fantastic quote from a Harvard professor that says, AI won't replace humans, but humans with AI will replace humans without.
That is an excellent summary, Scott, and I couldn't agree with you more about the structured approach you outlined, educating our leaders and developing an early strategy to ensure an ethical application of these technologies and scaling across the organization. And to me, it's clear that those who embrace AI rather than fear it would be the ones leading the future. So from my perspective, this is just a small taste into what is a very large topic that we'll continue to speak to you all over the next little while. Key summary for me is education, curiosity, the people change, business transformation. It's not just about the technology, and we have to keep at it to get the benefits. It's early days in the technology. There are no easy answers, but we have to start embracing this and drive the change. So with that, I want to say thank you for joining us for this session. If you'd like to learn more about GenAI and other related topics, please visit our website, pwc.com/ID. Have a fantastic day and see you at the next video. Thank you, Scott and Pak Chumadi, for joining us. Cheers.